Hello everyone and welcome to this first video of 2022. Every year a new year begins and at the end of the year we feel that the year went away fast and we were not able to do much. So why does this happen? Let us try to understand it in this video. So once upon a time I was standing on an intersection of 4 roads. And this one person comes to me and asks me that, "Bhai, ye road kahan ja raha hai?" And I tell them, "Please tell me, where is it that you want to go?" And he tells me, "You know what? I have not decided where I want to go." And that's why I told him, if you have not decided where you don't want to go, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? कोई भी रास्ते पे चले जाओ, जहां भी जाओगे खुश. And that's the importance of goal setting in life. If you don't have goals, you will go anywhere that you want. However, you will not get the results that you are looking for. And therefore, in this coming year of 2022, make sure that you set goals and achieve them. So why is it important to set these goals? Why do we set goals? We set goals because of these 5 points. Number 1 is you develop a great self-esteem. You gain a positive outlook for the future. If you're looking forward to achieving many things, this is the way to go ahead and do it. You decrease or you reduce the habits which were not helping you to achieve the goals, and you understand the behaviors which will require you to achieve the goals, because you understand what is going to be useful and what's not going to be useful. You will improve your productivity and performance. And finally, you will develop time management skills and start battling procrastination. Whenever I speak with dentists, many dentists tell me that we have set goals in the past. However, we were not able to achieve them. And this leads to frustration, burnout, irritation, and they lose hopes that goal setting is of any help. And therefore, we are over here helping you to set goals, and not only just set goals, go ahead and achieve them. So the 5 qualities of effective goals. Let us understand what are these qualities and what are smart goals. So when I say the word smart, people tell me, "Arey, ye koi smartphone hai kya?" Nahi, ye smartphone nahi hai. When everyone in today's era is converting into smart, our watches are smart, our phones are smart. Why should our goals not be smart? And therefore, let us understand what are smart goals, and then we'll help you to set your goals and go ahead and achieve them. So the SMART is an acronym for 5 words, and these 5 words are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and finally time bound. And together, when your goals have all these qualities of being smart, you understand how to set goals, and then you can go ahead to the next step in order to achieve them. So let us give you examples so that you understand how to set goals which are smart. So the first one is specific. Goals are no place to be vague. And if these goals are ambiguous, you are going to get ambiguous results. And we don't want results that are ambiguous. We want results which are as specific as possible, and we want results as we want them. Because we set goals not just to set them, but to achieve them. So ask yourselves questions which will help you to make your goals as specific as possible. Who is involved? What is it to be accomplished in the next year? Where it is to be accomplished? When it should be accomplished? What are the conditions to be met, and why it is important? Ask as many questions as possible to yourself while you sit down and set goals for yourselves. For an example over here, We have given two examples. One is inappropriate and one is an appropriate example. The inappropriate says, I want to become a successful dentist. It's not specific because the definition of success will be different for different people. However, if there is someone who wants to say, I'll be more successful if I earn 10 lakh more rupees in this financial year as compared to what I had earned last year. So this is specificity for, because for this particular person, success will be measured if he or she earns 10 lakh rupee per year from the clinic more as compared to what he or she was earning in the last year. So ask yourself as many questions when you say, I want to achieve goals, and make sure they are as specific as possible. The next acronym is measurable. If you can't measure it, you can't manage. So make sure you add a number to it, and the numbers could be either a date of completion, it could be a whole number, it could be a percentage increase, a percentage decrease, it could be anything which helps you to measure at the end of the term. When you finish the goal term, at the end, you will be able to understand whether you were able to successfully achieve the goal or you were not able to achieve it. And this will be done only if you are having a goal which is measurable. So example, if I say I want to read more books, that becomes very inappropriate because I cannot measure whether you have read more as compared to what you were reading. However, if you tell us that, you know what, I want to read 3 more books or 3 novels before my birthday or before the next year finishes, this becomes a measurable goal. And at the end of the year, we can sit with you and understand, tell me you had set a goal for yourselves to read 3 novels in 1 year. How many have you read? And then you can count the number of novels or the books that you have read and come to a conclusion whether your goal was achieved or not. And therefore, it's very important for us for the goals to be measured. The third acronym over here is A, which is attainable. If the goals you set are way too far out of your reach, you probably won't commit a thing, and then you will tell me, you know what, Jashan, ये goal setting काम नहीं आता है. मैंने goal set किया था, पर goal मैं आज के दिन पे 5 लाख कमाता हूँ. मैंने goal set किया था 50 लाख कमाना है अगले साल, and it was so far out of reach, and मैंने seriously कुछ भी नहीं किया, and ये goal setting काम नहीं करता. And therefore, it is required for us to set goals which are attainable. Attainable does not mean they are easy. It should be slightly out of your reach. You should be stretching it in order to achieve it. And that's how your goals should be set. So for someone, say a person who is using social media for 2 to 3 hours a day, and this person sets a goal, you know what, kal se I will stop using social media. Aaj se I'm not going to use social media at all. This becomes a goal which is not attainable. It's inappropriate because this person is so used to spending hours on the internet, just surfing and scrolling through the social media. This person will not suddenly change and stop using social media from the next day. This is not attainable for this person. Rather, for this particular person, what could be attainable is, you know what, I spent 2 or 3 hours, let me reduce to 1 hour a day. And then once that 1 hour is reduced, I can set a new goal of spending only 30 minutes a day onto social. That's how the goals become attainable. Realistic is the fourth acronym. The word R is realistic. It's not a synonym for easy. Don't take that your goals should be easy. No, it should be doable. And it's a place where you get real and you understand what was it like last year and what is it that you want this particular year. So say if there is your dental clinic has an Instagram account and you tell me, you know what, Justin, this year I will increase the following by 500%. That's a huge number. That's not possible. Rather, if you tell me, let us implement a new hashtag strategy into the social media platform and make sure that we measure the increase in followers every 2 weeks for the next quarter so as to evaluate whether it was successful or not. And then let us do one thing, that today I have an X number of followers. By the end of this particular year, let's try to make sure that I have X plus 30% of X, and then let me work towards it in order to achieve. This is how your goal will be realized. And finally, it's T, which is for timely or time bound. It's all about time. I opened my clinic back in the year 2012. Today it's 2022. It's been 10 years which have passed by. If you tell me if whether I was successful or not, definitely yes. What I was spending at that particular time, what I was earning at that particular time, and what I'm earning today has definitely increased. However, if I set goals and I start working on it, it could be possible that you achieve your goals in a lesser time span than what I did. And therefore, your goals should be time bound. I never set goals for myself in these years, and therefore it took me time for me to reach at this particular situation where I am at a stage that I earn an X amount of money. If you want to achieve them, set goals which are time bound. Let's give you an example over here. Is if you want to increase your followers to 10,000 or by 10,000, there is no date attached to it. And there's no sense of urgency because there is no date attached to it. Rather, if you set a date to it, say I will increase the followers to 10,000 or by 10,000 by 31st December 2022, there is a date and a time attached to it. And now, at the end of the year, when you sit and you understand, were you able to reach that X number of followers that you were looking for, or have you not reached it? It becomes possible for you. And since this is a time bound, you make sure that you work towards it and make yourselves accountable to work towards it. So your goals should be smart, giving you a gist, or in short again, S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for attainable, R is for realistic, and finally T is for time bound. And once you do all these things, once you set goals which are smart, make sure that you sit and get your goals reviewed. So how you do that? You don't sit yourself, you sit with your friends, your family members who care about your success. Pick either of these person, a friend, a family, or someone whom you know who cares about your success, and they will be pushing you hard to ask you, what are you doing for your goals? You can write down your goals either on a piece of paper or on a place where you see it every day. So, for example, a mirror where you get ready, a desk where you spend hours together, you should be seeing your goals regularly so that you can check your progress. And ask your family member or a friend who is reviewing your goals to check onto your progress. What happens is, if you hold yourselves accountable, nobody is here to push you, nobody is there to ask you what are you doing towards your goals? However, if you tell it to your friends and your family members who are caring for your success, they might tell you, they might ask you, they will push you. And if you achieve those goals, it could also be possible that you get some extra incentives or perks from your family members for you achieving those goals. So sit with them after setting these goals and get it reviewed. So why did the goals fail after doing so many things? What are the steps of failures? Why do they fail? What goes wrong for a goal to fail? So the goal was not written down. If you don't write your goal, you are not going to work upon it. So the first thing is write it down and make sure that you follow the SMART acronym while writing it. And then the next point is make sure you reward yourselves when you are achieving your goals. So say someone who tells me, you know what, I am going to increase my followers by 10,000 and that will help my clinic get to more clients to the patient. Definitely, yes, that's going to happen. However, what is it that you are going to reward yourself when you achieve those 10,000 goals and you achieve them in the time that you had told you will achieve them? So rewarding yourselves is a must. And I go back to my school days when I think of this. My father used to set goals for me and used to tell me, Darshan, there is an examination which is coming up. This particular exam, Darshan, if you get more than 80% in this particular exam, you are going to get an amount of money. And he used to share me what would be that amount of money. And I used to be so happy that I'll be getting an increase in my pocket money. And I used to work more hard, make sure that I achieve those goals. And my father used to give me that money. And I was free to go ahead and use the money as I wanted to. However, I just had to take permissions that I'm using this thing at this particular rate. My father just wanted to be sure whether I'm using it at the right place. And I just had to go to him, mention it to him, and he would say, go ahead and use it. So reward yourselves. It helps when you reward yourself. The next possible chance for failure is it was an unrealistic goal that you had set, or it was not specific enough. So we have already discussed, make sure that you set goals which are SMART, so they are specific at the same time they are realistic. And the goal is not really believable, or there is little commitment which exists, which leads to failure as well. Or it could be that you keep changing or switching goals just with the weather, and you are not sure whether you do this or whether you do that, and it leads to failure. Therefore, you need to understand what is it exactly that you want, what is the purpose for setting that particular goal. The person who set the goal has not told anyone else for added accountability, help, and support. And this is what happens most of the times. We don't tell it to someone, and we are ourselves holding accountable to ourselves. There is nobody else who is holding us accountable, and this leads to failure. And finally, the goal was not incorporated into a plan of action or a to-do list that includes measuring it, timeliness, and the resources that what will be required for you to achieve this particular. So when you set those goals and you have those SMART goals with you, you sit down and you make a plan of action, a to-do list, and you work towards it in order to achieve it. So you need to write it down. You need to write it down and make sure it's present in the place where you can read it every day. You need to memorize it. It has to be at the place where you can see it continuously. A desk where you work is a very common place, a very good place for you to put your goals and keep it over there. A written list of goals is a very effective reminder for you to start working towards what you want from your life in the next year. So writing it down is going to help. And it's a just simple list on a piece of a notebook is fine. If you want, you can keep it at a place where you can go through it and you can make sure that it's visible to you throughout the day. Now, once you've set those goals, affirm it. Affirmation, it's really more than writing down your, if you want to study at a particular college, if you are becoming MDS, if you are a BDS right now, if you want to go for an MDS, and if you want to achieve it from an X college or GDC of a particular location, you have to repeat it n number of times every day so that you affirm it, and this thing goes to your subconscious, and then you start working towards it. And lastly, stop procrastinating. Once that you understand that this is your goal and this is what you want to achieve in the next year, stop wasting time doing those things that are not going to helpful. Stop postponing things. Work on what you want today itself rather than working on all those things tomorrow. And if you do that, you will definitely be successful, and you will be much more than happy and setting your goals. तो वो कहते हैं ना कि तुम्हारा रिजल्ट डिसाइड नहीं करता कि तुम लूजर हो कि नहीं, तुम्हारी कोशिश डिसाइड करती, as said by Sushant Singh Rajput in Chichor. Therefore, start working towards it. And you know what? We are doing one more thing for our fellow dentists who want to really work hard and achieve those goals. We are creating a group of those dentists who want to work hard, and we'll be sitting with them once every 15 days over a Zoom call, understanding what is it that they want to do and what have they achieved in the 15 days that were given to them. This is a 1 year group that we are going to form. We'll be sitting with each other virtually. It'll be just you and me. There'll be nobody else when I sit with you, and we'll be trying to understand what are your goals, and we'll be making a plan of action as well. And we'll make sure that I will hold you accountable, and I will make sure that you work towards achieving those goals. The list, the link of the group that we are coming and the link of the payment page is attached just below onto this group. If you want to join it, it's just for 999 rupees a year. This is a special price for you. This is dirt cheap. Make sure if you want to join it, go ahead, click on the link, and we'll be seeing you in the group as well. So thank you from our side. Set your goals and start achieving them. Thank you.